No one with the surname Hill has ever failed in winning a world title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill and Phil Hill are all previous World Championship winners. F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines in use. F1 engines during the V8 era and the mid-2000s, for example, could reach 19,000 RPM. In comparison, a typical road car won't exceed around 6,000 RPM. Packed grandstands here today with thousands in attendance, hoping to see their favourite drivers battle it out on track. Present since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the #1 spot for almost all constructor records in F1. It's the team with the most World Championships won, most Grand Prix wins, most pole positions, most race exits. Today, kart racing.
Hey, buddy. I can hear you, Jim Cab, but the stream cannot.
Alright, now we're going to try and see if you guys can hear me. Excellent. Welcome, everyone. FWL presents Friday Night Lights. This is the penultimate round of season 23-2. And we have a tight four-way championship battle. Mathematically, despite Logical's unfortunate events last week in Qatar, he is still mathematically in this, but it's a long shot. He's 38 points behind champion leader Sketchy Bull. So he would need basically back-to-back wins and Sketchy Bull to score no more than 11 points. So it's a tall order, but anything can happen here. Anything can happen. The more likely challengers tonight will be Schmooze. A little bit of controversy with his incident with Logical last week. He is sitting at 116 points, so he's 18 points behind Sketchable. And then the Curtis Chaos, who's currently sitting in third place with 109 points, is 25 points behind Sketchable. So again, given Sketchy's consistency and his performance this season, be a tall order, but they are not out of it yet. We will get a clearer picture as the night goes on, and I will be passing on live standings information to Donut and Massive as the race goes forward. And you may hear from me again later on. Right now, we are watching Sketchy Bull, who's sitting P4 at the moment, 128.511. He is currently, so I can't quite tell. Oh, his fuel is down. There is only a few minutes left in this session, 4 minutes to be exact, and he has invalidated this lap. So I suspect that he will be diving into the pits momentarily, and if he hasn't already, and then yes, there he is diving into the pits as we speak. On some rubber and have another crack at it. Right now, our pole sitter is Diffie, 128.387 with Logical behind him. Only 35 thousandths of a second behind him with a 128.422. And then Scorenzy Donut has a much better name for him. One of the newest members of Formula Worldwide Leagues, promoted quickly up to FNL Division 1. He's driving for the Alfa Romeo team, which will soon become the Stake F1 Kicksilver team. Surprisingly, not the worst F1 team name in 2024. But he is currently sitting in P3 with a 128.446. And he will be somebody to keep an eye on for these last two races of the season, and I expect he'll be drafted quite easily into FNL as a full-time driver. In fact, already occupying a full-time driver. We've had some late season driver drops, which is inevitable yet unfortunate, and we'll see how everything shakes out here. Speaking about the next season, we have a preliminary schedule already drafted up. It's not yet official. We just have to do some more checks and make sure that everything lines up appropriately. But we are aiming for season 23-3 to begin on the 27th of February. So we're going to have a couple of weeks off, 2 to 3 weeks off in between seasons. We'll definitely be running some exhibition races, and course, there will be the draft during that 3-week break to determine where all the drivers will line up for divisions 1, 2, and hopefully 3. Friday Night Lights, this is their division 1 on Fridays. WTF, which stands for Wednesday Throwdown at 1. Will continue on Wednesdays, and if we have enough drivers or interest, TNC Division 3 will either proceed on Tuesdays, or it might moved to another night, but it's a little too early to tell what's going to happen in that regards. So if you're listening and you're a driver in any of the other divisions, please make sure that you have filled out the availability form so that we know what days you are available to race, as well as entering in your TT times, as those plus your performance in FWL will determine where the team principals will want to draft you. So if you don't have that information in, we won't have the full picture of who we should draft, and you'll likely get skipped over. Nobody wants to get skipped over. It's really embarrassing to get skipped over to be picked last. Trust me, I know. So we're sitting here with just 20 seconds left in the session. Jeffy is still in provisional pole. He's out there on a hot lap, but we are following along with Logical, who's challenging for that pole. He's about to go through his first sector 1, and he has shaved 4 thousandths of a second off his lap time. Spicy Noogies has crossed the finish line. He's currently sitting P10 with a 129.260, and Brown Spuns, one of the latest reserves brought up from WTF, and doing quite well in our Division 2. He's currently sitting in P16 and will probably stay there unless somebody picks themselves up a grid penalty. Logical is just skirt with the edges of this track in Bahrain. Though I think he is up way too much in Sector 2. Effie improved his time to 127.911. See who comes up next. Scorzy is about across the finish line. Can he improve his time? It's up to 128.336. Logical sits at 128.22, and Sketchy moves into third place, 128.350. Let's see if Gifted, nope, Gifted has invalidated and is spinning his car around like a madman. It's nothing. Well, actually, 5. Nova have now dropped into pits, so has the Schmers, who's only qualified P10. And Echt hits the spot, qualifying P15. Scarthers in the AlphaTauri, 129.896 is good enough for P14. Spicy Noogies, the newest full-time driver for Haas, picking up 13th with a 129.260. And the Aston Martin, 129.172. 12th with Curtis Chaos just a smidge ahead of him. In 11th place, we got the Schmers, and now the screen's gone away from me. Chaos Corrupted in 9th, Evaz in 8th, Switch Fishy in 7th with Nova in 6th. Gifted remains in 5th place. And Logical, Sketchy, Scornsy, and Defy, or Defy, how do you want to say it? I don't know. In any case, there is your starting grid for round 9 of Friday Night Lights. We'll be back in just a few moments with Lights Out, brought to you by DonutPuncher. We'll stay tuned for an excellent race to come, I'm sure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. I am your affable host, DonutPuncher 272, joining you live, as always, late here on a Friday night on the East Coast. And for the second week in a row, we find ourselves in the land of an oppressive regime. This time, it's Bahrain. We're not going to say that all night. We're not going to talk like a Scouser. A Scouser, for those of you who don't know, is someone from Liverpool. We are not going to say that all night. We're just going to say Bahrain. Although, just so you know, I know, and now you know, that it's actually pronounced Bahrain. So, here we are. And let's talk about this race real quick before we talk about the championship and all that stuff later. Defy is back with us again tonight, and Defy is on pole with a stonking lap, which I think he was, 3 or 4 tenths up on our next closest challenger, Stormzy. He himself, new to the league. The thing is with Defy, everyone, and I'm not sure if you guys have been here to watch Defy, but he is really good at qualifying, and he's kind of okay at starting the race, but he is absolute shit at finishing the race. So let's see if Defy tonight can change that trend and have himself a good performance, because if he just keeps it on track, there doesn't seem to be any reason why he would lose this race. But now that we're about to be entering Sector 3 here of our formation lap, it's time to bring in my co-commentator for this evening, a man I owe so much to. I've done so many bad things to him. I'm so sorry for everything that I've done. Of course, it's none other than Massive Noogies. Massive, are you there? How you doing, buddy?
Still recovering. I'm good though. Let's move forward. We'll put it behind us. Let's focus on tonight. Can you hear me?
Yes, Massive. I'm sorry. I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
I was actually checking the chat or the stream to make sure that they could hear you as well. Predictions, Massive, as we line up on the grid. Do you think Defy will actually finish the race tonight, first of all, and do you think he'll finish it in first place?
No. And no. Nope. I'm gonna go
That's
with
kind of the way I feel.
I'm pulling for our new Italian, Scorenzio. Sitting there. Look at his car. Look at his car. Look at
He's angling. It's Max Verstappen style. He's angling it straight towards his opponent. He's on the Horde tire. Defy, who I like to call Defy, is on the medium. 5 lights on. 5 lights off. LFG. Great start by Stormzy. Absolute dog shit start by Defy. He is he is squeezing Stormzy down the inside. Stormzy takes it a little bit easy there. He's deciding he's going to fight for another day. So Defy, with a shit start, but still is able to keep the lead. Sketchable makes a nice little move there on Stormzy. So Stormzy looked like he might have been able to take the lead on the first corner there. Now finds himself in 3rd place. Oh, the Logistical Nightmare with an incredible move down the inside on Stormzy. Sends it, an absolute send, and now the Logistical Nightmare is sideways. He's backwards, and his race is pretty much over at this point, unless we have a safety car. Wow, that was really bad for Logistical Nightmare, although I have to say, Massive, he kind of made that happen on his own. He made a bit of a dive bomb there. Bit of a dive bomb.
2 races in a row. I had my camera fixed on the brownest of buns in the back, so I didn't get to see any of that.
Well, we're going to be talking about the honey buns because I don't know if you noticed, Massive, but he is from Pakistan, and it's pretty awesome that this league is continuing to grow into a worldwide league. I mean, this is Formula Worldwide League, so that does seem like a reasonable thing to happen, but still pretty cool.
Chaos.
Oh, Victor Chouse and the Switchy Fish and Evasy Skyzy's all fighting here. Victor Chouse is all up in the butt of Evasy Skyzy's, and I'm sure he is going to be getting past soon. In fact, you'd have to say he started a little bit lower than you would expect. But right now he makes the move on Evasy Skyzy's and up into 6th place. Novocaine next on his hit list up here in 5th place. Sketchable and Stormzy changing places. Well, this Stormzy fella, Massive, he has got bags of pace. Where has he been all season? Welcome to the league, Stormzy. Stormzy. Scorenzio.
Scorenzio. Yeah, I don't know. Was last week his first race FNL?
Yeah, I think so. And he had a great race, too. I think he finished on the podium, if you remember, but we couldn't talk to him because he's a phony gay station user.
Yeah, I think I did one race with him in the Tuesday League. He clearly he did not belong with us.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, actually, Jim Cab has started a new league, which is 5 races, 5 laps, all in one night. And he let Stormzy in that league, and he learned that lesson very quickly. Stormzy does not belong in that league either. Massive, is your timing screen a little bit jacked up right now?
Correct for sketchy and gifted.
Okay. Okay, good. Just to make sure that we're on
And
the same
chaos?
page there. No, Victor Chalice is 4/10 behind Novocaine right now. Actually, let's get up on that battle. As ever, we
I'm
like to
talking
pay
about
attention
the
to Novocaine
other
here.
Chaos.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chaos Corrupted,
Yeah.
of course. So Novocaine here in 5th place on the... Actually, you know what? Let's get a spectator menu, some detail up. Sorry about that, viewers. Here we go. Oh, Victor Chalice starts on the soft tire. Okay. Okay. So he wants to get going. Novocaine on the medium tire. Of course, we found out last week that Novocaine's race engineer is his girlfriend. And she played a blinder last week, Massive. I don't know if you remember. Early pit stop, a little bit of the undercut, and he had an excellent 5th place finish.
That is correct. And I think Scorenzio's mother is his engineer. How about that?
That's awesome. Love that. As Jim Cab said, it's cool to see fans of drivers on the stream here. Even better when they're the race engineers. So we'll see what Stormzy's mom has cooked up for him in way of strategy tonight. I can't wait to see it. He really, at the moment, is kind of the only person, I guess you can include Sketchable in that, but really these two are the challengers to Defy's throne here. Defy already out of DRS range. But of course he's on those medium tires. Actually, if you think about it, Massive, the gap between Defy and Stormzy here and Sketchable, not that bad, all things considered, with the tire difference.
Yeah, I think our new Italian buddy should have sent it up the inside turn 1, but he backed off to let old Patrick Duffy slide in there.
Oh, Patrick
Which is
Duffy
okay.
leg.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
a long
okay.
race. I get it.
It's okay. NXR Gifted now makes the move on Sketchable down the pit straight. So these two are fighting for track position. That is not really necessary at the moment. Ooh, I see a little arrow back here. The Logistical Nightmare's made a move. So he's back up to 13th place. I guess it could be worse for the Nightmare. Speaking of Nightmare, he's having an absolutely shocking race so far, but perhaps he'll get his S together. We got the G-spot up here in 12th place. And I forget what flag the G-spot... I think it was a Jamaican flag. Again, the international flavor coming out strong in Formula Worldwide leagues. Jim Cab as ever, providing hot racing entertainment for everyone around the world on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Friday night. Fantastic. Although I will say at the moment, we don't have a whole lot of hot racing action. The gaps are small, but we don't have anybody attacking anybody else. We need attacking. Victor Chalice has made the move on Novocaine. No surprise there. Victor Chalice with tons of pace, and he's got the preferred tire right now, but not for long. I wonder if he can catch up to Sketchable. That'll be interesting. Something we'll pay attention to here for the next couple of laps before those soft tires die off. Look at this up front. Defy. 2-second gap on Stormzy. The British rapper needs to get it together. Perhaps, though, he's just playing it cool right now, Massive. Maybe he's just chilling, waiting for those tires to come to him.
Yeah. Oh, lots of smoke. I love the show, boys. So Duffy on the medium. He's now pulled out 8/10. That's the last time we brought him up. Now full second.
He has pace, Massive, but as you know, he is inconsistent, to say the least. Lots of penalties, lots of crashing. And he's had internet trouble. I mean, he's had pretty much every single problem someone could have this season. The internet problem was, I don't want to lie, that was pretty hilarious. But it looks like he's got all those problems solved, and he is back and ready to go. Look at this Novocaine now. Surely these 4-lap-old soft tires are not dying already, but Novocaine following Victor Chouse very, very closely indeed. He's going to want to make this move down the pit straight, because if he doesn't, he's got the Switchy Fish right up behind him.
But let me tell you
Switchy
something
Fish
I
having
learned.
a much better race. Yes, please.
In a 50% race, starting on the medium tires, I think the game recommends the one-stop pit onto the hards at like lap 13.
Mm-hmm.
But the undercut is powerful. So anybody on the mediums that decides to dive in at lap 11, I think they know what they're doing. I learned that the hard way.
Wow, we got some. Now we have some hot racing action. Now we got DRS activated. We got some tire differences. We got some strategery differences. Novocaine has repassed Victor Chow, so his soft tires are dying because we know how fast Victor Chow is.
No.
The Switchy Fish in 7th. Massive. Our boy Spicy's in 8th place, having a banger right now.
Oh, he's banging.
He is banging.
he
And
just
if this is the Spicy I know, Massive, if this is the Spicy I know, he's going to be banging some people later on in this race. He's too close right now, Massive. There's no way he can get through all of this without hitting someone.
He already did.
That's my boy. So Spicy in 8th place. We'll keep an eye on him because as Massive and I have a certain affinity for Spicy. Although, maybe we should just get this out in the open now, Massive, while we have a little bit of a lull here and some hot racing action. Although NXR Gifted has passed Stormzy for 2nd place. NXR Gifted coming out of nowhere. As you know, viewers, NXR Gifted has had an absolutely terrible season after winning the championship last year. But having a pretty good race here, 2.3 seconds behind behind Defy. He's got Stormzy and Sketchable for company here. But anyway, Massive, as we watch Stormzy make the move down into turn 1, no problemo. I think, no problemo. Yeah, no problemo. Last night, in our league race, in the league that you run, I cost you the championship because I passed you on the second to last corner on the last lap. And I don't think I've ever felt that bad about finishing 2nd place in a race before, ever. So I apologize to you. Personally, I'd like to apologize now publicly. I'm sorry for what I did to you.
No need for apologies. It was my own doing. I'm gonna accept that. There's no real story needed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the end of it right there. I did it to myself. Take the blame.
And as you said earlier today on Discord, your streak of being Mark Martin continues. What is that now? 5 second-place finishes you have in championship
correct.
seasons?
5 second-place championship finishes in 9 seasons, for me, 9 seasons of racing.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, just imagine how many people would be thrilled to have 1 second-place Massive, let alone 5. Let's try to see the bright side.
That's what I'm doing. That's where I'm going.
Okay, good. Good. So, who you got your eye on right now, Massive? I know you like to watch a little bit of a different race than I do. You usually like to keep up with the back of the grid, but everybody back here is kind of spread out.
I'm looking at our favorite HVAC guy, Heat Gang, making an overtake.
Yeah. Indeed, on the Switchy Fish. Do you remember the Switchy Fish last week, Massive? I think he had 31 seconds in penalties. You called him Baskin Robbins.
That's correct. I remember that. And then he got another 3 seconds.
Yes, he did. Really bad night for the Switchy Fish. And he definitely let everybody know about it in the old Discord machine. Having a much better night tonight in 10th place. Spicy Nuggies falling a little bit behind, just barely out of DRS range right now, but that's okay. He'll pick it back up. The Schmers. I don't know if he ended up winning that race or not. Massive after what I believe was probably a penalty. I don't know. You know, I don't see the incident decisions for this league, so I'm not sure how it actually shakes out in the end.
I can update for you.
Brilliant. Please. Ted Kravitz, everyone.
Okay, before so yes, The Schmers did not get penalized. The incident was appealed, and unfortunately, the incident ruling stood, much to Logical's dismay. But no, he was not penalized for that. It was considered a racing incident, just close racing. Nothing untoward was done, according to the stewards and the appeals. I do have some information. We have our first pit stop that occurred a couple laps ago. Scarthers is now back into 16th place. He did have some front wing damage, and now we have an Alfa Romeo who's appears to be having some problems.
Oh.
I believe that's X hits the spot.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
Yes, damn shame indeed. I do also have live standings update for you guys.
Okay. Let's have it, Ted.
So, as it stands right now, Sketchy will still lead the championship if the positions were to finish as they are today, right as at the moment. But clearly, that's not going to be the case. Pit stop's coming up, but the Schmers has moved his way into enough points where he is still mathematically in this fight for the title.
F yeah.
Curtis Chaos is 2 points shy of staying alive. And Logical, unfortunately, is going to need a miracle in order to steal this championship away.
Yeah, it was a season that started with so much promise for the Logistical Nightmare. Won a couple of races. I remember interviewing on the podium multiple times this season, but it has fallen away badly these last two races. And commenting on the Schmers Logical incident from last week, I would agree that was probably a racing incident. Both of them were a bit ornery, if you will, in that instance. They probably could have left a little bit more room for each other. Either way, we have some battling up here at the front of the grid. Stormzy and NXR Gifted battling side by side through turns 1, 2, and 3. Now coming up the second DRS straight. NXR Gifted is pulled ahead. Sketchable pulls alongside Stormzy, goes down the inside, and looks like he is going to take that position. Stormzy, I would let this go. I would let it go. Let it go. You've let it go. Good. So look at this. They were 1.3 or 4 behind Defy just a lap ago, but then they started fighting like a bunch of dum-dums, and they have lost an entire second. That's the exact opposite of what we want to see, gentlemen.
No. I think Ted brought it up. Scarthers with a 5-second, I assume, speeding in the pit lane penalty. I mean, that's his season. That was it. I think he had the chance for the championship, threw it out the window. Why would you do something?
He did.
So
if you remember last week,
foolish?
Massive, he finished in 12th place. He got 75 points for that. He was right up at the front of the grid, ready to win this championship. But, yeah, 5-second penalty is really, really going to hamper him here. 12 seconds behind the Honey Bun. And, well, I'm not even going to count how many seconds he is behind the leader. Yes, the G-Spot himself is 21 seconds behind, or ahead of, the Honey Bun. Boy, these gaps back here. You know, Massive, I know you've been here in a league race yourself. When you're 8.5 seconds back and you're in 13th place, it is really tempting to not let the AI do the rest of the race for you. Ooh, boy, I'm missing hot racing action up here at the front. I apologize. We have Sketchable, NXR, and Stormzy fighting it out again. Oh, costing each other lap time again. So, boys, please play nicely here through turn 4. We'd really appreciate it. Brilliant. There we go. Massive. Again, they just aren't working together. Why do they not work together?
Fools.
They're just damn fools. Stormzy actually doing the right thing here. Just chill in 4th place, my man. Just let these idiotas in front of you battle it out if they really, really want to. Or I suppose you could just get past both of them and drive away, but looks like these three are going to be locked together for the rest of the race as they are on the same tire now, and I can almost guarantee you they're going to be going on the same title, or the same tire, later on. Wow, I just got a message from Veyron on my Xbox. Remember old Veyron?
Yeah.
Yeah, old Veyron. Wonder what he's up to. He would, wow, this league would be right up his alley, wouldn't it? Excellent driver.
I don't even know if he plays the game anymore. I would like to say real quick, for those of you who want to watch the back of the grid, that's kind of my specialty here and in real life. Twitch twitch.tv/massive noogies.
Brilliant. You know, speaking of not working together, God, these two at the front are fighting again. Speaking of not working together, this group back here, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, they were all sort of, actually 9th through 5th, I think. Logistical Nightmare, let's not count him. But they didn't work together, and now look, the Schmers is 6.5 seconds behind our leading pack, which is unfortunate because I know you and I love the Schmers, Massive. He is a man of action, as I always say.
Yeah, the Schmers, man, what 6.8 seconds.
I know. It's all that fighting with Victor Chaus and Novocaine.
So, remember what I said earlier about the undercut? No one's done it. No one's attempted.
This is the time. This is the time, isn't it? So are you suggesting, Massive, that the medium runner should be going in for a Horde tire right now?
Well, let me tell you this. I did the Tuesday League. I went the medium to hard. And another driver, same strategy. He went in on lap 11. He was right in front of me. I went in on lap 13. No issues. Didn't spin out, nothing. When I came out of the pit, he was 8 seconds up the road.
Oh my God.
8 seconds.
And I'm going to assume you did not make up those 8 seconds.
I did.
All right, well, our front three drivers here, they are not going to be doing any undercutting, at least not right now. They're going to have to stay out a little bit longer. This would probably be a good time for Defy to go in, considering he has built up a 2.5 second gap because of these people behind him who insist on fighting with each other. In fact, it's really just NXR and Sketchable at this point. Stormzy looks like he has learned the lesson of not doing that.
What do you mean?
That's not helpful. Racing drivers. That's what I meant by these people.
Okay, all right.
Don't cancel me, Massive. Don't cancel me.
Hey, somebody pitted. It was X hits the spot. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
No, it was Avazy Skyzies is who was on my screen with the pit.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
Okay, good.
These people all look
Otherwise,
the
we're
same
going to have
to
to
me.
restart everything. These people, huh? So we got Massive Noogies, our boy here in 9th, back into DRS range. I think he was in 8th before. He must have lost a spot to Senior Heat Gang,
Spicy.
our resident HVAC repairman, which is a little unfortunate, but of course we love the Heat Gang. Remember last week, Massive, the Heat Gang was with that 9-car DRS train. He was having a hell of a race. He did fall apart there a little bit in the end, but he was outstanding last week. So you say it is time for the undercut. If that is the case, that would mean that these medium tires are falling off a little bit. But it doesn't look like that at the front of the field because Defy has continued to dominate this race almost always with at least a 2-second gap because NXR and Sketchable continue to fight with each other. And that's fine. But it's not the sort of hot racing action that we're looking for. DRS passes are not exactly what me and Massive are into. We got people in the pits, Massive. We got people in the pits. Here come the undercuts. So we got Victor Chaus in the pit, Novocaine in the pit, and Spicy. So Novocaine's girlfriend has told him it is time to go in. We'll see how that plays out for him. Maybe we'll be talking to him on the podium.
Get your
again.
ass on in there.
You know, maybe this week, Massive, if he gets on the podium or anywhere near it, we should have her on the interview. I mean, she seems to be the brains behind that operation.
I would really love to get Scorenzio's Italian mother. I hope she speaks only Italian.
I'm compelled to provide accurate information. Mother Ellie is actually Scorenzio's girlfriend.
And mother?
No, and mother. Come on. They're not from Utah. Or I don't know. Actually, I don't know if they're from Utah or not. But Ellie and Trinity are buddying up in the stream chat. So we've got like the wives of FWL with us. It's fantastic.
Oh, we call them wags.
Wags.
Ted Kravitz, those are wags.
That's the sitcom
I'd
waiting
like to
to
bring a
happen.
little bit of the little bit of English flavor to the broadcast, even though I'm patently not English. But my dad is, so I've heard a lot of bullshit English words my entire life, and words like butter when he wants me to pass the butter to him so he can coat his mashed potatoes in them.
Mushy peas.
Oh, God, everything there is just absolute shite.
Do they have donuts in England?
They do, but the thing about English food is, one, it's bland as hell. It's like they haven't discovered that salt exists. And the other thing is that even though they've been to foreign countries that have refrigerators, they decide not to use them. And everything is always lukewarm. It's terrible. Just terrible. But the pubs, oh my God, they're so much better than they are here. You go to the Ye Old Pube for a night, hang out with the locals. Excellent. What a great time. So, we have our pit stoppers back here, 8th place and on, looking to make this undercut. Victor Chaus, 18 seconds behind, so it looks like he's going to be making an undercut on a few people. Hopefully, anyway. He's on those medium tires. Boy, he's going to have to take those a long way in this race. Massive. He went soft medium. That's aggressive.
Who did?
And Defy is coming to the pits. Defy is in the pits now. And he's managed to not get a penalty. I can't believe that Defy has gone this long without a penalty. And he took those mediums. He took those mediums as far as he can go. So, oh, look at this. We got the logistical nightmare and Heat Gang having a little bit of a ding-dong here going into turn 1, going into that second DRS zone. Of course, this is for 2nd and 3rd place on the track right now, but certainly not a net P2 or P3. Once they pit, they'll be all the way back in the grid. But it's fun. They can, you know, enjoy their time up here at the front for a little while. They can call out and tell their mom, "Hey, Mom, I'm in 2nd place." Then if you tell her to leave fast enough, she'll never know that you... She won't even have to know. The Radis Khan is joined down there, I see at the bottom of the screen. No doubt, here to support his friend, Honey Buns. I'm just making an inference there based on last name. I have no idea if that's true or not, but... Oh, and he's just as fast as he got here, he's gone.
That was the 80s mashup between Star Trek and Tony Hawk. Right.
Well, I got a bit of a tickle in my throat here tonight, Massive. Bit of a tickle. I won't tell you why, but I just do. So here we go, Massive. This is the race right here. So Defy is in 4th place. We have Sketchable, NXR Gifted, and we're not counting Victor Chaus as part of this. Okay, here we go, actually. Here we go. So Stormzy's going to the pits right now. He is going to have fresher tires than everybody else at the end of this race. He's putting on the mediums. He's sitting here in the pits for no reason. Oh, there he goes. So that was a bit of a glitch. So let's see where he comes out. Defy surely is going to come out ahead of him. Yes, he comes out way ahead of him. What we really want to see is where he comes out in relation to NXR Gifted and Sketchable, who are now fighting each other again. Stormzy comes out right behind them.
Man.
So he's going to get himself back involved in this race. So as I was saying here, Massive, the race has now presented itself, and here it is right in front of us. Defy on the hard tire until the end of the race.
What?
Oh, no, Scarthers.
What is Scar?
The penalty. Massive, I need your undivided attention.
Yeah.
Defy. Sorry, Defy in the lead of this race. We have NXR Gifted, Sketchable, and Stormzy right behind him in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, all in the medium tire. It's set up perfectly for them, isn't it? It's time to cut down the gap.
So, didn't sketchy. And let's go ahead and say Scorenzio. He's less than a second behind. They just gotta make their passes intelligently.
They have to.
Do it on the front straight. Don't be trying to dive in Alonso style. That ain't helping anybody.
God, you just mentioned Alonso. I could do without Formula 1 at the moment because it's a bit of a shit series. A bunch of crap tracks and only one person wins. And I don't really particularly even like that person. But goddamn do I miss Fernando Alonso.
Oh, he's my favorite.
He is just... God, he's the best. Looks like they finally learned a lesson there, Massive. Sketchable decides not to try to make the move. Finally.
Look who's right behind him. Right behind him.
So Stormzy here. I wonder what Stormzy's going to do. Is he going to play it cool until the end? Because he's on for a podium, perhaps even a win. Oh, he goes down the inside of Sketchable, who's now disappeared off the track. That was a bit of a glitch there as well. I got a little excited about absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, everybody out there. Looks like we're going to have some hot racing action, and in the end, we had nothing. We also have the Schmers and Victor Chouse here together as well. That's fun. Love these two. A word for Spicy Nuggies, Massive. He's in 7th place on those Horde tires, doing a bang-up job.
Yeah, he's got Nova nipping at his heels there. But I believe Spicy started, what, 15th?
You know, I don't know. Let's go check that out. We have the... God, you know what? I always pick the wrong thing every time in the spectator menu. Position change. Massive. He's up 5 positions. What a race from Spicy.
Now I gotta hold up my end of the bargain because I told our fans I would keep the camera at the back. But as tempting as it is to watch 2nd, 3rd, 4th, they're just not making any headway on old Pat Deffy. So
they're not.
I'll
In fact,
leave
they're
that
going
to
now
you.
side by side again. It's frustrating, Massive. It's frustrating. I kind of want to watch the back with you. I mean, I know our fans want to watch the front of the grid, but these 3 are just... Actually, it's just 2 of them. Stormzy's playing this correctly. Completely correctly. And look, they've lost time to Defy. They're on the preferred tire right now for this part of the race, the faster tire, and they are losing time to Defy. Oh, God. Makes me so angry. Although, Massive, we are 10 laps away from Defy being on the podium and ready to be interviewed. That should be fun.
Would this be his first win?
It would be his first win and first podium.
And first finish, probably.
And first finish in general, yeah. Someone else I want to shout out here, Massive, real quick, is Logistical Nightmares passing our boy right now, Spicy Nuggies, to go up into 7th place. A hell of a recovery drive here from the Logistical Nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, he's blinking, though. 5% ERS.
Yeah, it's not going to do him any good in the championship either, but it's going to do his pride a world of good. He's going to go to bed tonight, put his head down on the pillow, and think, yes, yes, I've done all I can. I may not be a winner, but I am not a loser.
No. He won't be happy with this race.
He'll be happy with his own effort, though. He did a Jim Valvano, and he did not give up.
He's got a good enough pace that Spicy couldn't even catch up to him on the straight, though. So impressive.
Yeah, he does have excellent pace right now. He's on those new tires. He's actually
he
actually has newer tires than anybody else right now.
Nova and gang, check it out.
Yes, I am checking it out. They are side by side going down into turn 4. Novocaine has the advantage on the inside line. Heat Gang tries to hang it around the outside, but eventually has to concede that position to Novocaine. Novocaine up into 9th place. You know, Novocaine's girlfriend's on the blower right now, telling her, man, great job. Now, if you could go just a little bit faster, you're kind of ruining my strategy here. 9th place. We don't race for 9th place, babe.
She's like, man, fuck this dude. He doesn't work on our shit. He ain't our guy. Mediums
They're
versus
fighting
hards.
again back here, Massive. They're fighting again.
Always gonna hang it on the
Heat Gang's
outside.
gonna hang it around the outside again. As Heat Gang made the move, he has made the move. That is a nice little move there from Senior Heat Gang. Moves up into 9th place. Novocaine now down into 10th. Massive, I am absolutely disgusted with our top 2, 3, and 4 drivers here. God, actually, I'm not disgusted with Storms. He's done everything I could have asked of him. They are not making progress. Damn it. It's not that I don't want Defy to win. I have but he did it in the pits. Scarthers is out of the race. He has deniffed into the pits. It's not that I don't want Defy to win. I just want them to put him under pressure to see if he can hang on. What just happened?
Sorry, Nova. Just Nova and Heat Gang. Nova on the inside of turn 1. Elbows firmly out. He gives the position back.
Oh, so he must have been a bit naughty there, and he knew that he was a bit naughty. Ignoring yellow flag from Evasy Skies is a 5-second penalty. You don't see that very often on F123.
What the hell is that all about?
You do see a lot of glitches, a lot of lobby crashes, but you don't see that. So 2.9 the gap now to our leader, Defy. Massive, I know that, as I said last week, I only want to ask you to do things that you're comfortable doing. But could you at least check just Defy and see if he is on the precipice of a penalty?
Oh man, there's a...
And precipice is a fancy
short
word
list.
for edge.
Oh yeah, okay. I was looking for some rain. Yeah, it's a pretty short list tonight.
I can tell you.
Yeah, there's nothing. Ain't nothing.
He doesn't have a single track limit.
What is going on? This is not the Defy that I know and love. Perhaps he has got his S together and he's going to start dominating this series like we know he possibly could. This would be a lot funner if the battle for the win was the battle between NXR, Sketchable, and Stormzy. But fair enough, it's not. Defy is, you know, fair play to him. Hell of a drive so far. 7 laps left. And very shortly, his tire is going to be the better tire. So unless they get their S together and catch him up very, very quickly, this race is all but over. Victor Chouse down here in 6th. He's in DRS range of the Schmers. These two are not fighting each other very hard right now. Logistical Nightmare. Boy, as you said, Massive, excellent pace. Only 2.5 back now of Victor Chouse and the Schmers. Well done.
Mr. Ted Theodore Logan, if the race were to end right now, is Sketchy our champion, or do we still go to next week?
We still go to next week. Schmers, as it stands, is 23 points back of Sketchy. The fastest lap is sitting in Defy's lap right now. So that extra point does not play into the championship. It's a 23-point gap. So, I mean, a miracle would need to happen in the season finale. But mathematically, it's down to a 2-person championship battle. Sketchy has, at this point, not locked up the championship tonight. We do have 7 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Well, thank you for that, Ted. I mean, the miracle you speak of is a Sketchy DNF. That's what we need to take this championship fight to its inevitable conclusion, which is the Schmers wins. I think that's what we're all rooting for. We all love the Sketchable, of course. But he's won this already. He's won numerous times. Oh, I see some arrows going back and forth right here. Chaos Corrupted and Evasy Skies, he's getting themselves a little bit of airtime. Of course, Evasy Skies has that hilarious 5-second penalty. Defy now 3.2 ahead. You just have to say it, Massive. It's an incredible performance by Defy. Incredible performance.
Yeah, that's between him and logistical terror. I don't know, driver of the day. I mean, I guess I would have to give it to Defy by default, considering didn't Logical start higher up?
Yes, the Logistical Nightmare, I think. He started 2nd or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. And then he, at least 4th at the worst, because he was involved in that early dust-up at turn 4, where he was trying to go down the inside, I believe, of Sketchable or Stormzy. Wrecked from 3rd place and basically out of the race.
That's right. You said it was his fault.
Well, I mean, I don't know who hit who, but he definitely made a move that would make Max Verstappen blush.
Well, then that eliminates him from that competition. Defy gets it. Or
Yeah, Defy gets it.
I mean, look at him go.
He is doing a hell of a job here. Love having this guy in the league. An excellent addition to the league. We were short on drivers there for a while, and But we are not short on quality, as Stormzy has proven again and again. I can't say and again because he's only been here 2 nights, but he's definitely one of our faster drivers. There's no doubt about that.
So why do you think in all this time that Gifted, Sketchable, and Scorenzio have maintained position? Why?
I think
Hasn't?
Massive, because they learned their lesson.
Yeah. But why hasn't Sketchy made any overtakes on the front straight? Because if they could
I know.
just
That's
keep
the thing.
working together.
Yeah, they need to be using DRS to reduce this gap, and they're not doing that.
Yeah,
all.
they're just kind of relying on Gifted's pace.
And Sketchable has ERS to use here if he wanted to use some of it to get himself ahead. And yeah, you're right. They are relying on NXR Gifted's pace, and quite frankly, I'm a big fan of NXR, but pace ain't good enough right now. Massive, we have about 4 racing laps left. I think this is probably as good a time as any to get in a little baked goods talk here.
Yep, do it.
Well, I mean, of course I could do it, but I always like to let you go first. What, you have anything that you want to bring to the table?
Yeah, I went to Seattle a few years ago. They've got some fantastic baked goods out there. I went to a weed store that I've never been to one before. That was an interesting experience. I bought something, I didn't know what it was, and holy crap, man. I'm not a...
Was it a weed brownie?
No. It was...
But it was a baked good of some kind?
It was an edible.
It's like a chocolate?
Yeah. It was like a truffle. It was like an indica truffle. Man.
What'd you do, just wander around the streets of Seattle?
I didn't know where I was. I'll tell you that.
They do make cookies up here in Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah, we don't get that where I am.
I'll throw in a little baked goods.
Please, Ted, please.
We had a big corporate meeting downtown this week, so I decided to climb out of my home office hole and head downtown for free lunch. And in Calgary, they actually have a place called Coco Brooks Pizza, and it's actually you can order it made, but you could also buy them pre-prepped. You just bake them at home. But that's not the baked good, because I know that wouldn't qualify. Donut.
Thank you.
They had a delicious, simple yet delicious cinnamon pizza dessert. I ate the crap out of that. It was so yummy. I didn't share it with the kids.
Well, I mean, did they do anything to deserve it?
I don't know. One of them's trying to tell me, but he's not asleep. So I guess we all know the answer to that then.
Well, I appreciate the contribution of my my 2 co-hosts here. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead, please, Ted. Go ahead.
Sorry, just before I leave for one final time, we have seen some movement. Curtis Logical's moved up to 5th. Curtis has moved up to 6th. And the Schmooze is moved to 7th, which means he is now mathematically out of the championship. So, what is it, 3 laps to go?
3 laps to
could
go.
very well be crowning Sketchybull the new winner.
So let me get this straight. So if Sketchable finishes 3rd or higher and the Schmooze is 7th or lower, it's a Sketchable championship.
Correct.
Brilliant.
Yes.
All right. Well, as I was saying, thank you for the contributions of my 2 co-commentators here about their baked goods for the week. I have to be honest with you, I have had a pretty slow week in baked goods. I mentioned, I don't know if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that I had essentially stolen a box of 100 cookies from my office, and I'm still working my way through that. So I have not been purchasing pies and cakes and brownies the way that I normally do. Hopefully I'll have something a little bit better for you next week for the final race of the season, and hopefully Sketchable crashes here in the next 2 laps and we have a championship battle on our hands next week. But if not, we'll still have a fun time, and we'll talk about baked goods and, I don't know, maybe world politics or I don't know, something. Everybody loves talking about world politics.
You know what we've been missing out on is Twitch feedback. So if you're watching, give us something. We've only got like 2 laps.
Yeah, if you want a question, if you
here
want
we go.
to get
Here
some,
we go.
yes, here we go. Stormzy now has decided it is time to pull the pin. Oh boy, comes together with Sketchable on the front straight. Oh, we're going 3 wide. Nope, 2 wide. Down into turn 1. Down into this next DRS zone. So Sketchable now moves into 2nd place, further cementing that championship. Stormzy and NXR chase him down into turn 4. Looks like NXR is going to be the one to make the move. Goes down the inside of Sketchable, but Sketchable hangs on around the outside. Nope, has not. They are still going side by side. Sketchable, this is where you could crash. I would not do what you're doing right now. He thinks better of it, and he is now down into 3rd place again. Still a championship winning position. Stormzy is all over the ass. These 3 have decided to stop playing nice and start being real.
I didn't know that was coming. Yeah, they realized ain't none of us gonna be fighting for the top spot anytime soon. So let's just get it on.
Yeah. You know, now that I think about the real world, ooh, somebody looks like they've crashed back here. Who crashed? I think about the real world. When you talk about weed brownies, it makes me think of the Mad Real World on Chappelle's Show.
Yeah.
Love that sketch. Didn't his parents bring brownies and somebody said they got weed in them?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that one. All I remember is.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
No. You tell me about the Chappelle
Here we
Show.
go. No ERS for any of these guys. It's just balls out skill.
So now Sketchable into 2nd place. NXR in 3rd. Stormzy in 4th. I know Stormzy is not going to want to settle for 4th place here. He's had excellent pace, and he's been the one of these 3 guys who's actually played this correctly and not fought all the way through. So no passing down here in that DRS zone. We have 1 more DRS zone to go, and then it's pretty much the end of the race. Boy, Defy has been getting the Max Verstappen treatment tonight, too. Haven't even been on him. Logistical Nightmare, shout out for him. God damn. All the way back up to 5th after facing the wrong direction on lap 1 without a safety car. Incredibly impressive from Logistical Nightmare.
Yeah, I think this would have been a win for him with that kind of pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So here we go. NXR and Stormzy one more time down the final DRS straight. Stormzy puts it around the outside, but it is not going to stick. Maybe a little oop-de-oop, maybe a little up and under. Nope, not going to work there either. I'll tell you what is going to work, though, is Sketchable is in 2nd place, and it looks like he is home and hosed. The Schmurrs is in 7th as well, so he has removed himself from this championship fight, and it is now going to be in the hands of Sketchable. Defy crosses the line and is the winner of the Bahrain Grand Prix, but more importantly, Sketchable crosses the line in 2nd place, and he is the winner of Season 2, or 23-2 of Friday Night Lights. NXR Gifted comes home in 3rd, the final podium position. Unfortunately, Stormzy is not on the podium tonight. Of course, we won't be able to talk to him anyway because he's on the phony gay station, but perhaps in the future we'll figure out a way to make that all work.
I mean, we've...
Not quite the race I was hoping for, Massive. Not quite the race I was hoping for.
Oh, no, what happened? I was going to say, we've had Sketchy up here so many times. We can get Scorenzio up here. But you're right, he's on the PlayStation.
Yeah, he's on the phony gay station, so he is out of talking to. Oh no, now I'm looking down here at the back of the grid. Switchy Fish was doing so well earlier on, Massive, but he comes home in 13th place. Bit of a crap finish for him. He's going to try really hard to wreck at the end. I don't think he pulled it off. And the G-Spot comes home in 14th place, and that is that. A race win for Defy and a championship clinched for Sketchable. And it's our resident HVAC guy, Senior Heat Gang, with our driver of the day. So now we have got a first-time podium interview with Defy. Oh, I can't wait for this. He's up there on the podium collecting his little trophy. Oh no, he's on PC. Can I talk to him?
He has an Xbox account. I'll invite him.
Okay.
Okay, brilliant. I'll take care of Sketchable here. Invite him to our party as ever. I talk to Sketchable every week. We're like buns now. NXR gifted. We'll ask him to join. I haven't talked to NXR for a little while. Invite to my party. So we'll get those two up in this botch. And as you heard there, Ted said he's going to get Defy. So we have our second and third place drivers. Let's wait a second. Oh, there he is. Defy has joined the party. Defy, please, so everyone out there can hear you, make sure all your boxes are checked, your T's are crossed, and your lowercase j's are dotted. That goes for you too, Sketchable and NXR Gifted. But Defy, you most of all, because we want to hear from you. This will be your first time getting interviewed on the podium here on Friday Night Lights. So here we go. Defy, you're here. Let's do it. You won the race. And not only did you win the race, you kind of kicked the shit out of everybody here, destroyed everyone in pole, and I know it's only a 4-second victory, but still, that was a dominant performance. Congratulations, Defy.
Well, thank you, man. There's definitely a couple of mistakes I made that I can learn from. Like I put in way too little fuel for the wings I was running, so I was about to run out of fuel on lap 16 when I boxed, which kind of screwed me up. But yeah, I feel like I raced pretty cleanly, pretty well, and pulled away nicely on the high wings, which is the whole point.
You did, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Defy, tell me, you won pole by what, 3/10, 4/10, something like that?
Yeah.
And then you went onto the Discord and you let everybody know that it was a shit lap. How do you think the people in Friday Night Lights feel about you right now?
I don't know. Like, I'm sick. Like I really didn't want to race. 2 hours before the race, I had like a 103 fever or something, and I played Rocket League, like barely any practice, and yeah, so I did a .6, I think, a couple days ago. So it wasn't. It was. I'm happy to get into the 27s because I didn't think I would, and I'm happy to race well in the race. But I missed so many apexes. Like it was crazy. I don't think I hit a single one in my medium stint.
Wow. Everybody out there, did you hear that? He did not practice. He played Rocket League before the game started. He is sick, and he missed a bunch of apexes, and he absolutely dominated the race. Defy, it is about goddamn time you turned your pace into a win. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the podium. We will see you next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sketchable. Second place in the race, but nobody cares about that. The main story here is Sketchable is your winner of the title this year. Sketchable, I believe this is your third championship. Congratulations, man. Well done.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't a clean championship. I messed up.
You're right. You definitely have to watch out for those guys up your ass. There's no doubt about that. Tell me, you were in a little 3-car train there with your boys NXR and Stormzy, and eventually I think you guys figured it out that you were costing each other time, but it took a while. But tell me about the last 15 laps. You guys were on the preferred tire there after the pit stop, and you really could not make a dent into Defy. Massive and I were pretty surprised by that. Mm. He is. He's a pace monster. Well, either way, Sketchable, thank you so much for all the entertainment you provided us this season, and congratulations on your third championship here in Friday Night Lights, the Premier League of Formula Worldwide Leagues. Just impressive, man. Really well done, and I don't know what else to say besides you're one of the legends here. Well done, my friend. Well done. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. So now we go to our third place driver, someone we haven't talked to in quite a while, is NXR Gifted, who has been suffering from an absolutely awful season following up his championship win last season. NXR Gifted, I'm sure you're just happy to be on the podium right now.
I am. It's been a while. I think
It
last
has
one
been a while.
was-
What have you been up to, buddy?
it
What's been
was-
going
I think,
on?
I think my last podium was Vegas.
I don't even remember when that was.
Yeah, I don't remember
Was that this
race either.
season?
Yeah, that was earlier this season. Kind of a bore fest. It was kind of like today with that DRS train between me, Sketchy, and Scornsy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I do want to ask you the same sort of question I asked Sketchy. Were you guys a little surprised after you came out of the pits and you were on the medium tire that you could not make any impact on Defy?
I was a little bit for like the first 2 laps. So as soon as I got that fastest lap of the 31.4 and then he beat it the next lap of the 31.2, I knew there's no chance of me catching him with him being able to hold that pace on hards much easier. There's no
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah. Well, it all ends well for you, NXR Gifted. You're in third place in the race and having a nice little finish to your, what I would say is a torrid season after your championship victory last season. Nice to see you back on the podium. Thanks for joining us, and I hope we get to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, I think that puts me in 5th in the drivers now.
Okay, well, we don't celebrate fifth around here, NXR, when we've been champions before,
I-
but if that makes you
I-
happy, then that's fine.
I do with how many quick people in this league now. I do. It gets me higher in the team choosing order.
Gifted, you're in 7th place, Gifted.
Yeah, so calm down there, Gifted.
All right,
So you had a great race
someone
tonight.
shoot me
Let's
already,
not-
please.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Gifted. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and
Someone do a
congratulations
Cars 2
on
on me,
your podium
please.
tonight. All right, so that will do it from us here tonight. Before we leave, though, as ever, I always like to ask Massive if he has any pearls of wisdom that he'd like to impart on us. Massive, go for it.
No, I'm good. No, but congratulations, Sketchy. This is championship number 2?
3.
Three. Sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Legend.
Yeah, congrats.
Absolute legend. Sketchy. Well, Sketchy, you're in the Hall of Fame in my book. You are even now on titles with such F1 luminaries as Ayrton Senna, Niki Lauda, and some other guys who have 3 titles, I'm sure, that I can't think of right now off the top. Max Verstappen, of course. I'm sure there are others that I can't think of, but either way, Sketchable.
Yeah, nobody cared. About
Indeed. No. So here we go. So that is the end of the race. That is the end of our night. Thank you so much to our 20. I always say 20, but there's never 20. Thank you so much to our 16 drivers for being ours to join us tonight and providing us with as much hot racing action as they possibly could. Thank you to everyone out there in Formula Worldwide Leagues for joining us. And, of course, thank you for coming back to watch the stream. Thank you to Ted. Thank you to Massive for commentating with me tonight. And from all of us here at Formula Worldwide Leagues, it has been a tremendous season. We have one more race to go, and we really hope you join us next week for that race. But until then, it is time to say good night.